What's going on, guys? Chuck back with another awesome Blu-ray purchase, and this seems awfully fitting for the month of October. It is Halloween season, so this, no, it's not Halloween, but it is Paranormal Activity, the Ultimate Chills Collection. This is newly released. I just got this actually yesterday, and see, it's still in shrink wrap, but this contains all 7 of the Paranormal Activity films, including the documentary. Which I'm not have to look at the title. I can't read it right now. but the documentary on the Paranormal Activity series. And as I said, you can see this is totally shrink wrapped, so this is going to be an actual rare unboxing, if you want to call it, unwrapping video. So let's pull it out right now. Get my little trusty cutter here. Make a little rip in the plastic. Maybe. There we go. Rip this open. Very excited. I'm a very big fan of this series. Admittedly, I think they kind of diminished in quality. I don't know. The first 3 were pretty good. Then after that, they kind of, I don't know. Your results may vary. I know I was a big fan when I first saw the first Paranormal Activity. I went and saw it in a theater, and I remember being the hype around this. You go see it was terrifying film. It was a found footage, which is cool because you hadn't seen a found footage movie in some time. I think after Blair Witch in '99, which hit a big peak there, and everybody's trying to make some kind of found footage film, I think it kind of faded. It didn't really go away, it faded. And then Paranormal Activity came around, and it just the found footage genre just blew up again after that. But this was definitely the start of that. And I remember going to the theater with a bunch of friends that seen this, and being on the edge of my seat. I was terrified for the very first Paranormal Activity. I love the premise of it. It just felt real. It really had that, the kind of vibe that Blair Witch had when you first saw it. But something about, I've had a lot of people complain that, well, nothing's happening. You're watching the film, people are staring at stuff. It's just great. Whatever scares that, but they're not getting that, the build up, the anticipation, the idea of something watching you at night while you sleep. It's very terrifying. I remember I went home alone that night, and I had a hard time sleeping. I live in a big house. At the time, my wife was working nights, so it was just me. I came home, and it was just every little noise I heard. It was creepy. House settling, and just freaks you out more. It's very unsettling. So I stayed up all night until she came home. Sounds silly, but it's true. It really had me creeped out. Because of that, after that, you started seeing the found footage genre exploded, for better or worse. And then there was some, I think, probably made even earlier than that probably get rediscovered because of the popularity of Paranormal Activity. But more on that as we go. So here is the little back card with the description, and there's all the films. Like I said, this includes all the Paranormal Activities, including I think it was straight to Netflix, Next of Kin, which I have not seen. I've not seen that one, so I'll look forward to checking that one out. And the, what's called Unknown Dimension is basically the documentary about the Paranormal Activity series, which I've not seen either, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. So, again, here's the unwrapped box, like the little shadow figure, and of course you got the nice reflection cover, the basic, like the little, it looks like it's a warp scrape, it's basically like tracking, VHS tracking, because you see like the little time codes and everything on that. Here's the back, and here, the opposite side. Top is more, again, this looks like it's rough, but it's just tracking, nice tracking lines. So let's pull out, see what we got here. All right. So first off, you've got what looks like either a sticker or an iron-on. I'm not sure, but this is sponsored by Paranormal Activity. Like I said, I'm thinking this might be an iron-on, because if you look at it, it's obviously backwards. So they use it as an iron-on patch. It might peel off. I'm not sure. I'm not going to mess with it, but it's pretty cool. And of course, you've got all your films, a nice little hand, shadow hand of Toby's hand, I guess. Pop up. Here's, sorry for that glare. I'm trying to get that very bright. And in the back, there we go. And here you've got, oh, this actually has reverse artwork. How about that? I'm surprised. Like the original Blu-ray artwork. Because I think really these, nothing special. These are just the original release Blu-rays, but they just, you know, a little more special. Put them in a set so they actually give you, I think, probably more uniform sleeves, I'm assuming. We'll see as we go on. And inside here we've got 2 slips for digital codes for every single disc. It's all here in the first set. So that's pretty neat. Okay. And then here's Paranormal Activity 2. So it's really good. Nice continuation. One of those ones, you know, it was a little, I can't say a surprise because the first one did so well. But, you know, you wonder where they go from there. I thought it was a nice continuation of the story. And, of course, your reverse art is basically the original Blu-ray DVD, or Blu-ray DVD cover art, yeah. Again, there was a nice little continuation of the story. I think I like, one of the things that sticks out of my mind is that little pool cleaner. Just kind of, you know, floats around, jumps out of the pool. So that was kind of neat. And I find it fascinating how this series goes on. You know, the like I said, mentioned earlier, the series is about diminishing returns. And each one, I think, kind of suffer. I think that the suffering, the conceit of how do you get the, you know, the found footage aspect of the film for movie after movie after movie without doing the same thing. You know, the first one, you know, you have the activity house. So Micah, what his name was, the jerk in that movie, because it's really what he was, gets the cameras in the film and I think, okay, it makes sense. The second time, we'll hide it. We'll use security footage. It works out. Now the third one, which is I thought was really done well, a flashback to the 80s. So now you have a VHS camera on a rotating fan, which I thought was a really interesting trick. There's some good scenes that this is really good, but again, I think one of the problems that the series had going on, besides trying to continue that conceit of how do you do the found footage, is where is the story going? I think when they did the first one, they really had no thread. They just based that as plot and did really well, and they kind of started making stuff as they went, and I think it kind of got a little convoluted and confusing, and almost to the point where they wrote themselves in the corner by the time we got to Ghost Dimension, which was a lackluster effort, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Again, here's Paranormal Activity 3. And again, I'm sorry for that glare. And again, you've got the reverse. Which really isn't too much different. Except, you know, you've got a tagline that runs in a family here where you don't have that on the box cover. And I haven't really showed you, but sorry, but the discs are just your basic Blu-ray discs. You know, they're all just blue, literally blue. Again, you know, if you have the individual discs like I'd have of these, I think these are pretty much the same thing. Nothing has really changed except for that they're in this box set and you're getting, you know, this kind of uniform cover. Then you have Paranormal Activity 4, which this is where I think it kind of got... the characters weren't as interesting. I think the story a little more convoluted, and then you had this weird, you know, the Xbox tracking thing, doogie, whatever it was, which is kind of like, okay, now we're getting a little. Now we're really stretching, I think, trying to figure out how to do this conceit. So not one of my favorites. Again, I think it had kind of, the story got really confusing at this point. Here's reverse art, which, you know, not much different, except you just got the tagline, it's closer than you think, and here it's just basically, you know, just the image without that. But as far as the timeline, I think there's actually plenty of videos you can go to on YouTube, at least one or two that I've seen that will discuss the Paranormal Activity timeline, and try and piece it all together to make it make sense. which is interesting because some of it, over time, it gets convoluted. You forget half of what connects where and all that. And then you get to the marked ones, which was a departure from the series, which I thought was really good. I think this is, I don't think this one's talked about enough, but I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a little bit different. It's interesting to get away from that main storyline, if you will, with Katie and the kids. Who I can't remember the little kid's name and that whole thing. At least for the most part, getting away from that storyline and doing this, what seemed like a offshoot, and it's good performances. I think it's done pretty well. Interesting characters with a nice twist, or maybe not nice. However, yeah, and there's a tag. You're one of us now. So that's probably the only thing that's really different is that you can get a tagline. These are pretty much the same, and it's more of a blue tint, I think, over black as on the borders here. Okay, and again, of course, I said it's the blue disc. They're all blue discs. Then after that, you've got Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension. And honestly, I don't remember a whole lot about this one. I know it's kind of a prequel, I believe. I did see this in theater, and I have not seen it since. So I don't remember a whole lot about this one. But, of course, this was obviously, the gimmick at this point was it's 3D. And I don't know, I guess it's only 3D when you're seeing, it's not 3D the whole movie, just when you're actually looking through the camera or you're in the ghost dimension, that the 3D works. So here's that. Your pack. And now this one actually has 2 discs. It has the regular Blu-ray, and it does have, make sure I'm pointing the right one out here. Yes, a Blu-ray 3D. So you get the 2D version and an actual Blu-ray 3D. So that's kind of, you can get real 3D on this, which is nice. And then, again, only different really, the tagline, the border color is different. It's black as opposed to the blue, but you also get a tagline up here. For the first time, you will see the activity, because see, it's 3D, that's the gimmick. And I don't remember too much about it, again, like I said. I'll have to go back and check it out and see if I could really see the activity in 3D. The next one is the one I've not seen. This was released like a year or 2 ago on Netflix, and that was Paranormal Activity: Next of Kin. I had no idea what this is about. I heard it has nothing to do with the main story, so I've heard mixed things about it. It's okay, it's not very good, I don't know. But there's the back of this. I'll have to check this one out. And nice to go back and revisit all these, because I have not seen all these in a long time. Here's the alternate cover. It's a nice image, because I haven't seen a lot of these, as I said. Actually, I did see the first 3 not too long ago. I did pop them in and watch them. But as far as they went, so I have to go back and check the rest of them out. And I look forward to doing that. And now, the last disc in this set, and the one I was really excited to get, was Unknown Dimension: The Story of Paranormal Activity. And this is a documentary on this series. I'm not sure if there's a release on Netflix or anywhere before or what, but here it is. And I'm assuming this is feature length. I don't know. And let's see. Yeah, not much on the way of reverse artwork, but I mean there is you can reverse it. So there's that. Again, it's just more no border. It's just, and again, a tagline. It's really the only difference. Actually, it's not a tagline. It's just the story of Paranormal Activity. That's all it's saying. And as far as the way of any features, again, as I stated earlier, these discs, for the most part, are all the same discs that if you bought individually, they're the same discs. They're just put together in this box set. So whatever features were on there, on these as well. What I will say also is that exclusive to this set is Next of Kin and the Unknown Dimension documentary. I don't believe these are available individually. Maybe, I don't know. But I did see this is exclusive only to this set, as far as being on physical media. At least that's what the box says. So, but do you, now if you already have these, do you bother to buy this set? I mean, I have all the first 5. Obviously I don't have these 2 because Netflix and whatnot. But the rest of them I did have already, and even the real 3D of Ghost Dimension. So, is it worth picking up and buying this box set? I mean, is it like a replacement like that? I think it depends on how much you like Paranormal Activity. If you've got these already, you're not worried about a fancy, pretty box or whatever, or a sticker iron-on, whatever. Then probably not. But this is a nice. If you don't have these, this is a good deal. It's like on Amazon. It's like $50. It's been marked down. I think initially it was marked like about 60 or higher, but it's coming a little under 50. So I mean, this is a good deal for all this. And again, you have Unknown Dimension documentary and Next of Kin exclusive to this set. And again, it's a nice, if you're a collector, if you really like Paranormal Activity, it's nice to have this in a nice collector set. Each individual disc. These are always nice. Collector sets are always pretty. It's a nice presentation. It's nothing too fancy, but it's a nice box. I do like the little reflective cover. This is a nice image put together here. Could have had a little more features, probably. But I don't know what else more you could put on here. Each one's already got probably whatever special features they originally had. And again, you get the Next of Kin and the documentary. So that's really your buying point for this, is they are exclusive to this set. At least as far as I know. But if you don't, like I said, if you don't have Paranormal Activity, you like it, pick this set up. Highly recommend doing that. If you've got them already, you're not worried about Next of Kin, you just want to watch Netflix, maybe not. Maybe don't pick it up. But me, I like having things in a nice little bundle. So I picked it up. And I'm glad I did. So that is it for now. I'm still trying some catch up, folks. But as always, if you enjoyed this, click thumbs up, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on Paranormal Activity, the whole entire series itself. What was your favorite film? What's your thoughts on film? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Like I said, to me, it started off really, really well, and then I really felt that as the mythology went on, they kind of wrote themselves into a corner of what they were doing, and it kind of shows when things get convoluted, characters get messy, plot lines get kind of twisted, and you're not really sure where you're at by the time you get to the Ghost Dimension. But they're fun movies to watch, especially the first one. The first one is really good with, it's got some genuine scares. Like the first three are really good. After that, 4 is not bad. Mark 1, I think, is underrated again. I think you should highly check it out. Ghost Dimension, I don't remember enough about it to tell you. I'll have to go back and rewatch that, so I know it didn't stick out with me too much. But again, they're fun little films. If you're into the found footage genre, these are obviously on the high end of that. For the first one, especially, some good creepiness factor. With the, especially with the surround sound. I didn't know that. Just the rumbling of the bass, all that. It was really good. So I'm just going off topic. But, so yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of these, or just say hi. I'll always take hi. So until next time, if I don't see, well, I probably will, but, if not, because I have a hectic next couple weeks coming up as we're going on vacation. I'll be in Florida next week, and then we're still working on this whole selling and buying house thing, so who knows where we'll be. So if I don't see you before, Halloween, I hope you have a very happy Halloween, a very scary, spooktacular Halloween, and you're enjoying lots of horror films or lots of candy, whatever it is you do on Halloween, make the most of it. So, until next time, this is Chuck saying, I will see you on the other side.